Hello and welcome to Startup TV. Today I'm going to look at how to form a UK limited company. First I'm going to look at the different types of limited company there are. Then I'm going to explain about Companies House and how they work. They're the UK's registrar of companies. And then I'm going to do a live demo and actually form a UK limited company by shares. Let's get started. So first up, what is a UK limited company? According to the government, a limited company is an organisation that you can set up to run your business. It's responsible in its own right for everything it does, and its finances are separate to your personal finances. Any profit it makes is owned by the company after it pays corporation tax. The company can then share its profits. There are four different company types. The different limited company types are private company limited by guarantee, and these are often non-profit making companies such as charities, public limited companies, limited liability partnerships, also known as LLPs, and private companies limited by shares, which is what we're going to form today. Now, a private company limited by shares. This means that the shareholder's responsibilities for the company's financial liabilities are limited to the value of shares that they own but haven't paid for. Company directors aren't personally responsible for debts the business can't pay if it does go wrong, as long as they haven't broken the law. Now, there are a number of filing obligations involved in running a limited company. These are: a company director must file annual accounts with Companies House. A company director must file annual returns with Companies House. Now, annual returns are changing their name to the confirmation statement from the 30th of June, so that's worth knowing. And the company directors must file tax assist with HMRC. So who are Companies House? Companies House are the UK's registrar of companies. All UK companies are formed with the permission of Companies House and appear on the public register. Now I've got a bit of a jargon buster for you here now. So first up, there are quite a few addresses involved with when you form a limited company. We're just going to break these down for you and explain what they mean. So first up, you've got the registered office. This is the company's official address and where official mail is sent. It must be based in the UK, and the company does not need to trade from or be based at the address though. It can be a residential address, but it is on the public register, so directors often choose to not use a residential address as the registered office. Next up, we've got the directors and shareholders service address. Now this is very similar to the registered office, except it's the official address for the directors and shareholders. And again, it's where official mail this time for the directors and shareholders will be sent. Unlike the registered office, this can be based anywhere in the world. The director does not need to trade from or be based at the address, and it can be a residential address, but again, it is on the public register. Now finally, Companies House also asks for a residential address for the directors. Now this has to be the residential address, and it can be based anywhere in the world. It isn't on the public register though, unless you're using it as a service address as well. Now let's look at company offices. We've also popped shares in here as well. But yeah, so there are different company offices involved in a limited company. These are directors, shareholders, and sometimes secretaries. Now the director is the person or people who run the company. Other companies can actually be directors as long as there's at least one person acting as a director too. Next we've got shareholders. Now these are the owners of the company. Then there's secretaries. This is now an optional appointment and so no longer required, but secretaries were traditionally tasked with company admin. Now shares, these simply define ownership of the company, so your shareholders obviously own shares. They've got a note here at the bottom. A company can be formed with just one person acting as the director and the shareholder. Okay, let's form a company. Here we are at Company Formation Made Simple at our homepage. Now the first thing you'll see here is the company's name availability search. So all you need to do here is pop in the name of the company that you want to form. So I'm pretty sure that one's going to be available. We hit search. Yeah, and surprise, surprise, that company name is available. We'll immediately let you know if that company name isn't available because there are certain rules and regulations for what your company can and can't be called. So for example, you can't allude to have any connection to the royal family, so you can't call yourself King Dental or anything like that. And your company name can't be too similar to another company. But like I said, we'll immediately let you know if the name is available or not. Now as you see here, we've got a number of different company formation packages, 5 in all. You just need to pick the one that best suits your needs. So for this example, we're going to go for the printed package. Now again, I would recommend taking the time to look at the different stuff we've got available in all these different packages and picking the one that's right for you. But for this demo's sake, we're going to click the printed package. So you go to buy now. Okay, proceed to checkout. Okay, now for the sake of the demo, we're going to skip this step. So this is where you just put in your card information. Okay, so now the payment's been confirmed, we're now ready to actually form the limited company. So we click here, complete my company registration. Okay, now you can see some companies I've started to form already, but we're going to go for this one. It's a unique company name. So as you can see there, the status is incomplete. So we're going to click there to continue with the company formation. Now the first step here is to enter in the company's official address, the registered office. So we're just going to pop in the information in the relevant fields. Now it's important to note with the registered office that this can be based in England, Scotland, Ireland or Wales. But the issue with this is, if you base your registered office in England or Wales, you can only move your registered office between England and Wales. If you base your registered office in Scotland, it must stay in Scotland. And if you base your registered office in Northern Ireland, it must stay in Northern Ireland. Okay. So here we're going to select the country. It's going to be in England. And there you go, that's our registered office inputted. Next up is the company director. Now this is the person who runs the company. You can have many directors as you want, and you can also have another company as a director, but there must be at least one person acting as a director too. If you do want a corporate appointment, you just click here. We're not going to have a corporate appointment, we're just going to have one director, and that's going to be me. So we'll put my information in here, in the director fields. Now this information is on the public register. Now you see here there's a pre-fill address. So if I wanted to use the same address that I use as the registered office as the service address, we can do that. So I'm going to do that here. So that I've used the same address for the registered office as the service address, but I'm going to use a different address for the residential address. So pop in number 2. These are made up addresses, obviously. So we're going to click this consent to act box and select continue. Now brilliant, so that's one director appointed. You can see that here and there. If we did want to add another director, we click add director there. Or if we wanted to add another corporate director, we click add director, and then in that box on the top right corner, we then click the corporate director appointment. We're not going to add another director. I'm going to be sole director and shareholder. So we're going to click continue. Okay, next up, shareholders. Now these are the people who own the company. So you can see here, pre-fill officers. Because I've already put my information in, I don't have to do it again. So there we go. There's my information in. Pre-fill address. Yeah, we'll go with the address we've already gone for. So great, that's already there. Now, this is how many shares I'm going to hold. Now, this can be tricky for some people. We always recommend keeping it simple. You can change the share allocation at a later date, but we recommend just keeping it one share worth £1 at the beginning, unless you've received professional advice stating something else. So here you can see the number of shares I'm issuing is 1. The value of these shares is £1. You can see there, we can change the currency, and these are ordinary shares. Okay, now we need to enter in some security information. So this is just like an online signature. Okay, we're happy with that, and we're going to select continue. Okay, again, we've got the option to add another shareholder. So for this example, let's add another shareholder. Okay, let's put my brother down as a shareholder as well. So let's say we live at the same address. Now, John and I, we're going to be equal shareholders, so we're going to own 50-50 each. So we're going to keep it one share worth £1, so that's exactly the same. This is obviously where you can change how the company's divided up. So if we wanted him to own more shares than me, we could give him 2 shares, 3 shares, 4 shares, however you wish. But remember, if you are going to get into the technical aspects like that, we recommend professional advice, because these can have implications further down the line. Okay, we're just going to enter in some more security information. Okay, so there we go. We've got 1 director and 2 shareholders appointed now. Okay, you can see both shareholders in there. Brilliant. Okay, click continue. Now on to secretaries. Now, as I said earlier, this is just an optional appointment. You don't need a secretary anymore, so we're going to skip this step. Now we're on to the memorandum and articles. Now, these are the documents that outline how your company is going to be run. Now at Company Formation Made Simple, we've drawn up a set of memorandum and articles that suit the overwhelming majority of companies. So we're going to, for this example, we're going to use our own ones here, so we don't need to do anything. If you had drawn up your own memorandum and articles, for example, your accountant had created some for you because there are some circumstances in your company that are slightly different to a normal company, this is the option where you'd click that there, upload your own ones, and then you could pop them here with the choose file option. Now here we've got the supporting documents field. Now earlier on I spoke about different company names and the permissions you may need to use a certain name. So the example I used was you couldn't have King's Dental. Now say for example you lived on King Street and you were a dentist on King Street. You may feel you've got, actually that's a bit unfair, I can't use King's Dental. I'm obviously not alluding that I'm anything to do with the royal family. I'm doing it because I actually live on that road. Now I'm not saying this will actually work, but this is where you could upload some supporting documents. So in this example, you could just outline it in a document, and then you could pop that in there. There are other examples, so I think actually using the word dental, you'd need some supporting documents in itself. You may need to upload your qualification. Anything like this, you'd upload it here. But we will tell you at the start if you do need to upload supporting documents. Most companies don't, so don't worry too much about that. Okay, so we've got our memorandum and articles in there. Okay, now this is our startup toolkit. Here you'll find some different stuff that your company may find useful in its business adventure. So we're going to leave all that in because a lot of it will come in useful further down the line. I'm going to click continue now. Okay, so now we're on the final summary page. This is your chance to review all the information you've put in so far. So if you wanted to change the company name, you can do it there. If you wanted to change the registered office, the directors, the shareholders, this is your opportunity to go through, look for any typos, because obviously Companies House, they won't know if you spelled something wrong or not. They'll just accept everything on good faith. So just go through, double check all the information, and if you're happy with it, you click submit. Now, first up, I'm going to mention e-reminders. This is just like going paperless with your phone bill. Rather than have Companies House send you a letter when your annual returns are due, with an e-reminder, they'll send you an email. So you decide whether you want to go paperless or not, and then just amend accordingly. If you are happy with everything, hit submit. Another option will come up to just to confirm all the information. Hit confirm, and the company application will then be sent off to Companies House, where it's normally accepted within 3 working hours. As soon as the company has been formed, we'll send you an email letting you know the good news, and we'll also include your certificate of incorporation and your memorandum and articles in that document. Okay, there we go for the online demo. And that's it, how to form a UK limited company. If you've got any questions, tweet @MadeSimpleGroup and we'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.